It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, oh you know him, Shaquille O'Neal. You know this guy too, Kenny the Jet Smith. And tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks going up against the Toronto Raptors. For Toronto, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. And Serge Ibaka has taken his game further and further away from the basket over the years. Kenny, how do you like that?
It's farther and farther. It's not further and further. Further is a discussion. It's not further.
What is this, English class?
Yeah,
answer the man's question.
I'm just saying.
I'm just going to take it. He's taken his game farther and further. How about both of them?
No.
Yeah.
But furthermore, he's got raw skill set when he entered the league. And you have to respect his development and as a shooter. So that's why I like him.
You know, he's never been a serious low-post threat. His inside game appears to be more at the defensive end, protecting the rim. Furthermore.
That's it for us for now. For Dr. O'Neal and the English professor, Kenny the Jet Smith, Ernie Johnson. Here's Kevin Harlan.
The bustling financial district here in Canada's largest city. We're coming to you from Toronto. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. It's East versus West here in Toronto. The Raptors hope to put on a show for their hometown fans. And this is the first time they've matched up with the Mavericks this year. Home court advantage played a part in last year's season series. Each team took their home game in a 1-1 split.
And it was a matchup you thought they would have cruised through, but they actually dropped a game in this series last year.
Greg, you know, it was 1-1 split from two teams on the opposite side of the standings. And, you know, as we've said many times, anything can happen when you play out of conference.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Hey, Kev. Well, Rick Carlisle is a coaching graybeard. He's entering his second decade as coach of the Mavericks. He led them to the franchise's first and only title in 2011. Now, Eric Spoelstra lost that series to Carlisle, and he says of him, he's a Hall of Famer, a trailblazer as president of the Coaches Association. We all owe him a great deal. Kevin?
He is a legend. Thank you, D.A. And Clark, with the full bulk of the NBA season still ahead of us, what can players do to prepare themselves physically and mentally for this long season?
I think you've got to try to find ways and mechanisms to stay fresh. Obviously, you've got to do your work in the gym and in the weight room, but also in your rest and recovery. I think you just got to be diligent and consistent, and then find pockets where you can get away and refresh your mind and your body.
Right.
Because you can't come out of the gate like it's the postseason. There's a pace and rhythm to the regular season that you have to learn how to manage.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. On the wings, it's Doncic and Barnes. Inside pairing is Dirk and Jordan. And it's Barea in at the 1.
Love how Nowitzki goes right up with it when he's this deep. I mean, not giving the defense any time to react.
Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Back to Lowry. To the middle. And it's Valanciunas that time on the assist by Lowry.
Yeah, that's a good way to start the game. Nice inside bucket right there.
Here is Barea. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Hawks in Atlanta. And the shot is good.
Nowitzki doesn't back away from tough defense. I mean, when he's near the bucket, he's ready to shoot the ball.
Lowry against Barea. Ibaka finds Valanciunas. Pass to Lowry. Jacks up a 3. And that's good. Kawhi Leonard for 3. Leonard's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And so it's Barea with it. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. Jordan dishes to Barea. Barnes outside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
You know, you look at Harrison Barnes, and the question when he went to the Mavericks was, can he carry the offense? Many thought he might just be a product of the Warriors system, which he left. Well, he answered all the questions, and it's clear that he can be the focal point of an offense.
And he can't get the first one. And for Barnes, he heard the doubters when he left in free agency.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, a lot of people wondered if he could be a primary scoring option after being a complementary piece at Golden State, and he proved that he can be. Whenever he's been doubted, he's always risen to the challenge throughout his career, even going back to college. He can score the ball in a lot of different ways, and I don't think there's any question about him being an elite scorer the rest of his career.
And for Harrison Barnes, the scoring forward out of UNC, said he wants to model his game, Clark, after Paul Pierce.
Hey, that's not a bad guy to look to model your game after, boy. Paul Pierce knew how to get it done, and he wasn't overly athletic, but he knew how to play angles. He could get to his spots, and he was such a great mid-range shooter who developed into a consistent three-point threat as well. So I like that comparison or that aspiration for Harrison Barnes.
And here's Barea. Serge Ibaka making his last triple. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And that's a tough one. But on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Those are facts, man. I mean, if he's sliding his feet just a skosh, the refs are going to whistle him for it.
Now, here's Valanciunas.
Kevin, it's nice to see Lowry dish the rock. I mean, I enjoy watching him pass the ball because he's got a nice feel for when to get it to his guys for an open shot.
Doncic with it. Turned in an outstanding game against Atlanta.
A little ambitious on that possession, trying to hit a shot in the face of that defensive pressure.
Here's Leonard. It's not going to go for him. Good D by Barnes.
Well, you know what? All good things must come to an end, and they finally miss after making their first four.
And it's in there.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Now, here's Valanciunas. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Minnesota. And that's a foul called on J.J. Barea. That is his first foul of the game. Leonard with no one around. And again, it's Toronto converting.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Lowry against Barea. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
You know, when I think of J.J. Barea, one of the words that comes to mind is fearless. I mean, he never hesitates to go right at big guys in the paint. Not afraid to force a tough pass through traffic. He's a very aggressive offensive player, and when you're as small as he is, sometimes that's the way you thrive.
With Barea, he is usually the shortest player, Clark, on the court, so he has no choice but to be fearless.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, smaller guys typically play with an edge because it's been instilled in them from early on in their careers, because everybody tends to doubt guys that don't have great size. Barea knows how to play in space and understands the value of ball movement. And when other guys try to bully him, that little hombre is pretty strong, and he pushes right back.
Raptors leading by 3. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist from Ibaka. Leonard's got 7 points.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Nowitzki outside. Back to Barea. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
hard to know what Barea is going to do in the pick and roll. I mean, he keeps the defense off balance, and not only is he an excellent passer, but he's a very good shooter out of the pick and roll, too.
Wide open look. Not this time. His first miss in 3 attempts from the field. Leonard, the open look. He can't get it to go. Now Dallas takes it the other way. The 3 from Barnes. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Barnes, one of the best catch-and-shoot guys around. Awesome at filling out the defense and then taking advantage of what's available.
Green kicks to Valanciunas. From deep three-point range, and the Raptors miss again. And it's Barnes with the ball for the Dallas Mavericks. Doncic. Green with the block. The pass to Lowry. Outside Leonard. Clock at 6. Here's Valanciunas. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. 6 points for him.
He's just able to shoot over people at a high rate.
And you were a good defender, Greg, so you tell me, how do you guard that? I mean, the height, the soft release, not a lot you can do against that combination.
Now here's Barnes. A 23-point game for him in the win against Atlanta.
Yeah, passed the ball well that last time out. Pinpoint passes and racked up a bunch of assists.
Here's Lowry. Here's Leonard. He kicks it to Valanciunas. Lowry deciding where to go with it here. No good with the triple. The Mavericks have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. That's tipped. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go, all the way. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And, you know, the intensity Leonard plays with on defense is impressive, using his huge hands to claw the ball away.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
Away from home, you got to execute, and they did that flawlessly.
And that's what it comes down to, execution, especially when you're on the road. Can you follow your game plan? I thought they were awesome in that game.
Siakam is checked in for Serge Ibaka. Dennis Smith, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Dallas moving the ball around. Nowitzki, good.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Outside Lowry. Pass to Valanciunas. Now here's Leonard, guarded by Jordan, and they call an illegal screen here.
Yeah, and those illegal screens have really become a point of emphasis for the officials.
And it seems like they've been more than willing to crack down on those. Makes it tough to get as physical as you'd like to out there.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Greg Monroe, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. DeLon Wright comes in for Danny Green. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Kyle Lowry. Now here's Matthews. 9 points last game. VanVleet looking around. Monroe up top. Outside Leonard. Back to Monroe. 5 to shoot. Second chance shot, and the layup is up and in. And the Raptors lead by 3.
Man, what hustle from Monroe. I mean, this is a guy that gobbles up second chance opportunities for his team thanks to his gigantic size.
Now here is Smith. And he also played a big role in their last game with Atlanta. Here's Leonard. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
And for the Dallas Mavericks last year, hard to get in transition when you can't cause turnovers.
Well, when you don't get steals and open court situations, it's hard to get easy buckets. But on the other side, they handled the ball well, didn't turn it over, actually fewest turnovers in the league. But I do think they have to become more disruptive defensively.
Now Leonard, following the three-point attempt by Dennis Smith. Here's Monroe. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Mavericks trail by 5. Here's Van Vliet. No points in the game yet for him. Outside Leonard. The Raptors need to get a shot on. And Greg Monroe with the slam.
And, you know, when you've got the size of Greg Monroe, you're always looking to throw it down. I mean, not many guys are going to want to contest him at the rim.
And the Mavericks call time here. Fans can see what a team is doing on the court, but they can't see behind the scenes. Clark, in your experience, what are some of the hallmarks of a team with great locker room chemistry?
Yeah, you know, it varies from team to team. You know, you've got various personalities, but I think the one common theme is really a respect for each other and a willingness to sacrifice for each other. That creates an atmosphere for people to be their best. The teams that have good chemistry, there may be friction, there may be drama, but underneath any of that is a real respect for each other and a commitment to sacrificing for each other.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. That's a 2 from Barnes.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. Not one second chance bucket for the opposition. They're boxing out on every shot.
And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Wright. And now a 9-point Toronto lead.
Leonard has really become so good at catching and firing. I mean, he doesn't allow the defense any time to alter his shot.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And looking here at some numbers for Smith, last season's performance for him averaged about 15 points a game last season, 5 assists and 3 rebounds. And his rookie season, an opportunity to learn the NBA game. He's hoping to take a larger role in his sophomore campaign.
Well, he had the whole summer to work on his game now. I believe he will take that next step forward in his development.
Got a piece of it. Leonard with the ball. Guarded now by Barnes. And it's Leonard missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
It's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Raptors.
And they are going where the going is good for them right now. The painted area, high percentage, and high volume shots.
Here's Barnes.
Passion is something we love to see no matter what we're doing, and Leonard plays with great passion. A defensive menace who gives everything he has to shut his man down while still doing it at the offensive end, too.
To the paint. Basket, good. Leonard's got 15 points.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Now, here is Smith. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Leonard with the steal. Here's Van Vliet. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. And it's an 11-point Raptor lead. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Toronto.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
Raptors leading by 11. Leonard with the ball. Matthews covering. Puts one up from 19. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
And that one, good. Smith's got his first bucket of the night.
Smith very crafty at finding ways to get room for that mid-range shot. He's got an awesome in-between game.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
Now, here is Smith. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. It's Matthews on the wing. Just 4 to shoot. Over right. And another basket for Dallas.
And Matthews unafraid to let it fly from the mid-range now. A consistent score from this area of the floor.
Kawhi Leonard has been on display for Toronto. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Wesley Matthews in his 4th season with the Mavericks, talking about what attracted him to Dallas in the first place.
They showed the most faith in me. You know, they weren't scared off by the injury. They showed faith in the person that I was, the player who I was, and, you know, they saw a need for me, a championship franchise and, you know, a great city, so it was just a match.
Coming off that Achilles injury in Portland, Dallas wasn't shy offering him, Greg, that big contract.
And he's now in a contract year. We'll see if he continues to be a part of their long-term plans.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnovers.
Just jumped all over him, Greg. I mean, pounced on him, using their length and quickness to come away with those steals.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. So for Toronto right now, we've got Monroe. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Wright, and it's Van Vliet in at the point.
And, you know, by all accounts, last season was a fine debut for Dennis Smith Jr. I mean, he handled starting point guard duties from day one and was given room to learn on the job. Wasn't always easy, but this kid has talent and showed moments where you get an idea of how special he might be.
Here is Matthews. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Mejri kicks to Smith. Knocked away. Siakam pulls it in. And for Smith last season, the goal was mostly to improve his game along with the team.
Yep, exactly. And Dallas knew they wouldn't be competing for a lot and let Smith Jr. find himself, play through mistakes, learn on the fly. He improved his reads off pick and rolls and also showed improved vision as the season wore on. Guys at the point have to see the whole court at all times. One area, though, he's got to improve in is his defense and awareness on that end of the floor, because the athleticism is there. If the awareness improves, this guy could be a demon on D.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. They've led by as many as 11 points. Leonard draws the double. Pass to Van Vliet. Monroe down low. He's against Mejri. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. And some changes here for the Raptors. Ibaka comes in for Pascal Siakam. And it's Green in for Kawhi Leonard. The Mavericks also with a sub. Borea's checked in. Got it. Good job in the low post. Borea's got 7 points.
Hard not to commend the confidence of Barea. For a point guard, he's an excellent scorer, particularly inside.
Monroe, the pass to Wright. Count that one. And the Raptors lead by 8.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And DeLon Wright gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Toronto. Lowry comes in for Wright. Dallas also making some changes. Jordan comes in for Dwight Powell. And Doncic is subbed in for Smith. Here's Barea. He's got 7. Mejri kicks to Matthews. Ball's knocked loose. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Matthews.
And let's see the stat sheet here on DeAndre Jordan. coming off a terrific season, second in rebounding, and he ranks second in the league in field goal percentage, able to finish with force and even a little finesse at times.
And looking back at last season, his complete dominance on the boards to rank number 2 overall. Absolutely remarkable. Now, here's Valanciunas. 6 points for him. Back to Lowry. 6 to shoot. Over Barea. Lowry's shot is good. And it's a 10-point Toronto lead.
And that in-between range is a shot Lowry uses to keep defenders off balance. As good as he is with the 3-ball or attacking at the rim, he still has that mid-range to fall back on.
Dallas calls timeout. The position of power forward, Clark, that was your position. Did you ever think it would become a major weapon for stretching the floor as it is now?
No, I didn't see that evolution happening. I mean, again, at that time in the 80s, even into the 90s, you had the small forward and the power forward was more of an enforcer. I was actually kind of a hybrid at the time because I could deal inside effectively on the glass and because of my size and strength, but also could step out and put it on the floor and pass it a little bit. So, no, the evolution with the 4-man in this day and age, I did not foresee that at all. Love what's happened with it, but it speaks, I think, to the athleticism and skill of these bigger guys now.
It does. Now, Doncic, after the missed 3 from Serge Ibaka. Here's Mesri, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
And we saw it last year, guys, because those numbers were so low, teams weren't afraid to put him on the line where points were hard to come by for him. And, you know, we've seen what Rick Carlisle can do on the court. He's a former coach of the year in the league and led the Mavs to a championship back in 2011. But his off-the-court talents are also very impressive.
Now, here's Green. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Lowry against Barea. Ibaka right side. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, it is the era of positionless basketball, but how exactly did we get here? Well, new defensive rules at the turn of the century encouraged face-up scoring, motion-based offense, and guard play over isolation and post-ups. As a result, offensive roles have become more interchangeable.
It has become a positionless game now. David, thank you very much. Now, here's Matthews over Green, and there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Here on the 2K leaderboard are the rebounding leaders from a season ago. Andre Jordan is second.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
For Toronto, they come in off the loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Lowry kicks to Green. Shoots over Matthews. It's rebounded by Dallas.
And as he squares up from mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. Looked like he forced the shot.
Here's Lowry. After Luka Doncic's bucket. Bounce pass from Lowry. Knocked loose, and so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Dallas.
Substitution for the Mavericks. Dirk Nowitzki.
Here's Van Vliet. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Van Vliet's got 6.
Boy, I tell you what a well-designed play, executed beautifully, too.
Down low, here's Doncic. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And Luka Doncic, not the top pick in the draft this past June, but one of the more exciting names out of this rookie class.
Dallas made a point to trade up and draft him. Doncic not playing in the Summer League as he has had a hefty workload in Europe before the draft. Still came away with Euro MVP honors, and at his age, that is incredible.
That free throw good from Doncic.
And what's so impressive about Doncic, the maturity. Yes, he's polished, but he's got a completeness to his game at such a young age.
Now here is Ibaka. He's got 6. Lowry, good.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of look.
Mavericks trail by 7. Now here's Barea. Pass to Matthews. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Here's the break. And the wide open shot from Green. Sinks the three-pointer. Green's got his first 3 points of the game.
And Green is a world-class sniper, laser, an excellent shooter. Great at getting his puppy set on these shots from deep.
Now, here's Doncic. 7 points in the game. Barea with a wide-open look, and right away they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Anything you can do, I can do better. We got a little gamesmanship going on.
Yeah, a little mano-mano, back and forth. Guys going at each other, giving this game a little bit of edge and personality. I like it.
Here's Doncic. Back to Barea.
And being over the limit this early really can affect your aggressiveness defensively. They have got to play under control.
And this will be his second and third shots at the line here. And he can't get the first one.
J.J. Barea has speed to burn. I mean, he's shifty, he's quick, and because of that, he's extremely valuable as a decision maker and scorer. Great competitor.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Van Vliet passes to Green, and the Raptors hit again from deep.
After having none in the first, he gets 2 3-point shots to go here.
Mavericks trail by 10. Barea surveying the floor. Doncic, good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. 9 points for Luka Doncic.
And, you know, Barea is a capable floor general. Very good at setting the table for his teammates.
Lowry's shot is good.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
Barea against Lowry. Barea kicks to Nowitzki. There's the pass to Doncic. No good on the shot, so the Raptors will take it the other way. Coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
And that was a shocker. Hard to believe that they dropped the ball, so to speak, on that one, and probably a tough pill for them to swallow.
And to lose it like they did, too. Wow, right at the end, man, makes it even tougher to take.
Now here is Lowry. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. Kicks to Ibaka. Buries the long-range jumper. Ibaka's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for Toronto.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
And here is Barea outside. Serge Ibaka pulls it in. Ibaka's got his fourth rebound in this one. Barea against Lowry. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Lowry. He's coming off an excellent season. He was around 16 points a game, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds. And his playmaking really stands out, making his teammates better offensively with his terrific passing.
Yeah, he's outstanding at controlling the tempo. I mean, keeps the ball moving and, of course, finds the open man.
Jordan kicks to Doncic. Nowitzki outside. No good on the three.
Well, I think the defense got really lucky there. I mean, you can't afford to give up wide open shots from deep.
And the dunk by Valanciunas.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim.
Well, you got to make that moment last. Enjoy it for as long as you can.
Now, here's Nowitzki. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Atlanta.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backboard.
Here's Van Vliet. They kick it out to Green. Raptors moving the ball around. Shot clock at 5. And it's blocked by Jordan.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
You think of all the iconic players and the shots or moves associated with them. Hard to top Dirk in his one-legged fadeaway. I mean, it's one of the most unorthodox and most effective shots. And the fact that he's a 7-footer and does it that way, unique.
And Toronto will go for a different look here. Monroe's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Danny Green. And it's DeLon Wright in for Fred Van Vliet. Dallas also making some changes. Powell, he's checked in for Nowitzki. Barnes comes in for Wesley Matthews. And it's Dennis Smith in for Doncic. Dirk Nowitzki still producing with that shot he made so famous. Clark has helped him stay dangerous even at this age.
You know, Kevin, for younger viewers of the NBA, it's hard for us to describe to them how good Dirk was. I mean, this guy could get off any shot he wanted. He was unorthodox and a bit quirky, but so effective. He could put it on the floor. He could post, had unbelievable range for a big guy. You know, when he hangs it up, there's no question he's first ballot Hall of Fame material.
Nailed from three-point land. That's 10 points for Kyle Lowry.
And this really is the story of the game. They've been outstanding from beyond the arc, especially in the second quarter.
Pass to Barea. Jordan trying to free himself up. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Barea's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Barea.
And you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
Really came close to the pilfer, but they'll take that effort. Mucking things up is sometimes just as good as a steal.
Now here's Wright. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Minnesota.
And he passed the ball so well in that game, keeping everybody involved, even as he was racking up all those points.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint.
Guys, it's all about persistence on the offensive glass. You just can't ever give up on a play.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Lowry from outside. And it's Lowry again missing. Mavericks trail by 16. At the top of the key, Powell. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
At the line for 2.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
No good on the free throw.
The length and mobility of Powell is really impressive. He's a solid big guy who I think continues just to get better at both ends.
Good on the second free throw. 19 seconds left in the second quarter. Lowry against Barea. Outside Lowry. He kicks to Leonard. Over Barnes. Can't connect from 13 feet out. And so it's Toronto. Their lead at 15 going into the break. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Jonas, you guys got off to a strong start. How important was it to set the tone early?
You know, we came out with a different energy. We said it's enough to struggle from the start. You know, we got to focus and play good starts.
That is where it all starts. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
After one half of play, it's been a one-sided affair. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He had 21 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. He's definitely heated up over the last few games, and we're seeing some of that same recipe here tonight. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, their three-point shooting has told the tale here tonight, fellas. They've been lights out from behind the arc. Whether it's coming off a high screen or pulling off the dribble, it seems like whatever they're doing, it's going correct. There's not a lot you can do when a team's got this hot from downtown.
And looking at Dallas, Shaq, your thoughts?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotations. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And you know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go over there.
We return now to Toronto with a fantastic look at sunset at the downtown skyline of Toronto, Ontario. Wow, what a great view. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them and really few forced shots here so far.
And, you know, Greg, I like how they've set the pace. There's a lot of time left in this one, so there's no rush. You don't have to go 70 miles an hour. Keep it at about 45.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. Inside pairing is Dirk and Jordan. On the wings, it's Doncic and Barnes. And it's Barea in at the point.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
Now here's Jordan. To the left side wing. 6 on the shot clock. Fader on the way. Nowitzki's shot is no good.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
When you watch Kyle Lowry play, you see how much bigger he is than his stats. Does so many little things on both ends of the floor. I mean, he's a great screen setter, takes charges, all the things that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, but are important when it comes to winning.
And the first one drops. And Greg, with Lowry, it isn't like he's quiet on the stat sheet either.
Yeah, he is a bulldog. I mean, he scores it, the playmaking. He's just complete in terms of a backcourt player. Rebounds as well as anybody for his position, and got good hands on defense. It just gives you a little bit of everything at that point guard position.
And Kyle Lowry drops them both.
And I like how scrappy and aggressive Lowry is on the court. And it's easy to see how much his teammates enjoy playing alongside him.
It's stolen by Ibaka. And it's Lowry penetrating. Passes it to Valanciunas. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. And stolen by Jordan.
Yeah, I guess when you're up this big, you can afford to get a little sloppy.
Correa, count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Correa is a fiery little guard who loves pulling up from anywhere on the court.
3 trips to the line so far for him in this one.
And a look back at his numbers from the free throw line last year, 78%, so not too bad.
One shot.
Raptors leading by 16. Here's Valanciunas.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
They get a hand on it. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession. And now here's the upcoming schedule for the Dallas Mavericks. On Sunday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz. And then on Monday, they'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the San Antonio Spurs.
And you know, for that Knicks game, this is a game that they are expected to win, but sometimes those are the kind of games where you get a little bit sloppy and start looking ahead. Either way, they'll need to put in tremendous effort to walk away with the victory.
And so it's Dallas with it. They trail by 18. Doncic kicks to Barnes. Shot clock at 6. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
That's his 3rd personal foul.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Barnes outside. 6 on the shot clock. Over Leonard. No good off the front iron.
That's exactly how you want to play it defensively, Kevin. I mean, getting a hand up to distract and bother the shooter. Not easy to stop somebody this deep inside.
Now here's Green. 6 points for him. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And Danny Green, a terrific shooter who also, Greg, happens to give you great production on defense.
Yeah, and I have to say, Green's probably alone in history with his shooting and defense. Only player to ever have 6 or more seasons with at least 50 blocks and 73s. You know, it might be arbitrary checkpoints, but nevertheless, it illustrates just what Green brings to the table, a consistent 3-and-D player.
And he knocks down the first one.
And one thing you can say about Green, I don't know of too many players who are as dependent on their three-point shot as he is. He needs that shot to be falling for him to make an impact.
That one is no good. And DeAndre Jordan, the all-time leader in career field goal percentage, Greg, by a sizable margin.
Yeah, the most prolific dunker in the league, maybe in league history.
Now here's Barnes. Good on the shot. Barnes has got 7 points in the game.
Can't allow Barnes that kind of good position in the post, because once he has it, it's dinner time.
To the inside. And there's Lowry. That's good on the assist from Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got his 3rd assist on the night. Mavericks trailed by 19. Dallas calls timeout. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
And he's just attacking the rim with force here. They need to try and deny him the ball in the paint to keep him away from the basket.
We see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Barea.
Well, this is what you wanted to see from him. I mean, he's not settling for anything and is going right at the defender, taking the ball to the rim whenever he can. And the attitude he's had on offense is keeping his team flying around, as his energy is contagious out there right now. You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Doncic with the steal. On the wing, Barnes. And the foul called on Danny Green. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early, and just one more will put him over the limit.
Dallas making a switch here. Mejri's checked in. Leonard against Barnes. To the wing right side. 5 on the clock.
That's his third personal.
The Mavericks have missed out on some chances at the line today, going 6 of 11.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And so he hits both. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Lowry finds Ibaka. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, the Mavericks were ecstatic when Dennis Smith Jr. fell to them with the 9th pick of the 2017 draft. For a team in need of athleticism and size at the point guard, it's been a hand-in-glove fit. The 6'3" Smith has a 48-inch vertical, one of the highest ever measured.
A terrific young player, an elite NBA athlete. David, that's for sure. Good stuff. Thanks.
They are on fire right now. That's 4 straight makes.
Now, Doncic, 9 points in the game so far. Pass to Barea. Just 5 on the clock. Over Lowry. Toronto grabs the miss. Valanciunas has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Toronto.
Well, they forced a decent number of turnovers in this one, fellas, and they've turned most of those turnovers into points.
Yeah, but also they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
That free throw good from Doncic.
And looking at Luka Doncic, incredibly mature for his age. Physically, the broad shoulders, weighing in about 230. Mentally, though, advanced understanding of how to play the game.
Fred VanVleet is checked in for Kyle Lowry. Wesley Matthews checked in for Dallas. Smith comes in for J.J. Barea. You know, Greg, it's amazing that Doncic, at his age, could already have such a complete offensive game.
I mean, a terrific skill set. In Europe, Doncic spent plenty of time as a primary ball handler. Obviously can score in a number of ways, just a versatile threat.
Kevin can't leave anybody open around Smith. I mean, he finds them quickly. Love his court awareness.
Here's VanVleet. 6 points for him. And there's the pass to Valanciunas. Poked away. Mejri with the steal. And now the fast break. Matthews with the ball. Smith with a wide open look. Another 3 for Dallas.
And I tell you what, if the defender is not on Smith before the pass, it's too late because he's always ready to fire and he burns you.
Now here is Ibaka. He's got 9. To the paint. Here's Valanciunas. It's deflected. Barnes outside. It's stolen by Ibaka. Here's VanVleet. Pass to Leonard. Kicks it to Ibaka. Over Smith. And Serge Ibaka, the bucket on the assist from Leonard. Leonard's got 4 assists in the game.
You can ill afford to put a smaller defender on him. I mean, especially from the mid-range. You're asking for trouble.
Now here's Matthews in the corner. Smith with it. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Valanciunas. He had a strong showing last season. 8th in field goal percentage, and he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league. Never shy about throwing his weight around in the paint.
And you know, back to his tremendous efficiency shooting last season, top 10 in the league, his dead-eye shooting creates so many opportunities for that offense. Mavericks trail by 15. Barnes passes to Doncic. Back to Barnes. Shoots a 3. Mejri, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Mejri's got his second basket of the night.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip-in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there.
And great instincts, too, guys, anticipating where the miss was going.
And some changes here for the Raptors. Greg Monroe, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's DeLon Wright in for Danny Green. And Dallas with a change here, too. Powell's checked in. Here's Van Vliet. He has 6. Monroe down low. Defended by Mejri. Not going to go that time. Now, here's Doncic. Tight defense on him. Powell with the bounce pass. Matthews against Wright. Shot clock at 6. Off the left rim and out. Raptors leading by 13. Leonard kicks to Wright. The dish now to Monroe. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
For Toronto, they have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
Two.
Free throw drops for Wright. And so Wright nails both of them.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
This is how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
Now here's Mejri. He's got 5. Right side. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Wright's got 6.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
Doncic passes to Matthews. Dallas, no good that time either.
Obviously, I mean, it would go a long way if he's making his shots. Right now, they're behind, and they certainly could use his help.
Leonard kicks to Wright. Fires the 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Wright's got 7 points for the quarter.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Back to Smith. Shot to stop the run, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And you know, Dennis Smith Jr. is a player who just is oozing with confidence when you see him play.
Yeah, I just love how Smith Jr. will attack every player he goes up against. Chris Paul, who Smith Jr. goes way back with, noticed how even as a rookie, he approaches every challenge head on. As a rookie, Smith Jr. was just jawing at the vets and dunking on everyone. He has the game to back up that personality.
The first one falls.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Jordan's checked in. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
Boy, the speed and shooting Smith possesses is dangerous. I mean, a speedy point guard who continues to get better.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Up top right, covered by Smith. And Wright kicks to Van Vliet. Leonard the pass to Monroe. Pulls it from 20. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Outside Matthews. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That will get him his fourth foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we will head to the line for two. And Wes Matthews, a player who has done a great job, Clark, of recovering from a ruptured Achilles.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Kevin. That's not an easy injury to come back from. He had his injury in 2015 and has been one of the best examples of full recovery from what can be a devastating, career-threatening injury. Reached out to DeMarcus Cousins when Cousins ruptured his Achilles to give him a voice of somebody who had already traveled that road.
And Wes Matthews, that veteran wing from Marquette, has always been a strong 3-and-D player since coming into the league back in 2009. Year in and year out, it is a great source of long-range shooting.
And with Matthews, his consistency from outside over his career, Greg, is remarkable.
You know, some guys have good years and then down years, but Matthews just seems to always be on. I mean, you can write him in for about 150 or more threes every season. To have his kind of shooting percentages on his volume for a career is really rare in the NBA.
And it's good for two. Matthews has got 7.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Now, here is Monroe. He's got 6, and the shot goes in. And now it's up to 25 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Here's Powell. He feeds it to Doncic, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Doncic has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Being aware there, excellent recognition, fantastic playmaking leading to the nice shot.
Up top, Leonard. Fires from the wing. No good that time. And the Mavericks going the other way now. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Smith finds Matthews. Shot clock at 5. Hands the 12-footer. 9 points in the game so far.
Love how Matthews uses the pick and roll. Excels at making the right decision in these sets more times than not.
Inside and stolen by Jordan. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Passes it to Doncic. Dishes to Jordan. Doncic kicks to Smith. Clock at 6. Over right. Smith's shot is good.
Smith is so good, Kevin, at shaking up defenders when he's operating in the screen and roll.
Right outside. Pass to Leonard. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Toronto ahead, up by 16. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, you can't run away from the DNA. When he's running the show, he makes sweet highlight reel plays night in and night out.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Lowry out there with Wright. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Greg Monroe. And it's Siakam in at the 4. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. Smith against Lowry. And here is Doncic. Lets it go from the wing. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound.
And the defense that time was late. And you got to feel fortunate he didn't put that one away.
And that one's good. Right.
No explanation for giving up these wide open looks. Total breakdown. Unacceptable defense.
Smith. Good. And it's Barea who picks up the assist. Barea's got 6 assists now in the game.
Yeah, Smith makes you pay when he gets inside. Despite not being that big, he's got a lot of game in the paint.
And it's Lowry with the ball. Brings it up for Toronto. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Siakam passes to Leonard. Over Doncic. Leonard, no luck. Mavericks trail by 17. Smith finds Barea. And it's Wright sending it back. Down low. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Ooh, just powered it down with both hands. You know he's not going to mess that one up.
Oh, no, not this fella. He is a superb finisher.
Yeah, near the hoop, he's an absolute monster.
Now, here is Smith. Floats one up. Siakam pulls it in. Siakam's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. A 3 from Leonard. The Mavericks pull it in.
He's still looking for his first 3-pointer of the second half after making just 1 in the first.
And Doncic gets it to go.
It's clear that Doncic has the touch from three-point land. Now he just needs the consistency.
And Wright kicks to Leonard. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's on Luka Doncic.
And with Kawhi Leonard, he just does everything well on the floor. Offense, defense, rebounding, runs the floor. I mean, he is one of the more complete players in our league. He can completely take over a game on both ends.
And he makes the first. And Greg with Kawhi started as a defensive stopper, but he now is so much more than that.
I mean, he's got a great outside shot, that pull-up jumper, the turnarounds in the post. He has the complete repertoire. You never would have thought he was only viewed as a defense guy once upon a time, but was already a fantastic player. But this is a guy that continues to just add to his game.
And Greg, one of the stories that had started developing since last season was the talk of Kawhi Leonard wanting out. Too many soured relationships, it seemed.
And he was eventually moved after requesting a trade. Pop and the Spurs tried just about everything they could to convince him to stay. Probably the most drama for a team known for not having any drama.
Toronto leading by 17. Lowry kicks to Leonard. Just over 2.5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
Yes, indeed. And really all credit to the pass there. I mean, he angled it just right. Set up the basket beautifully.
And a great second look there. Another Unleash Chaos replay. Brought to you by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. The pass to Barea. Barnes against Leonard. From about 19 feet. That one a little long. The Raptors have gone 3 of 5 here in the 4th quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Pass to Siakam. Here's Green. Five to shoot. Leonard on the wing. From deep. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki.
And truth is, though he misses that one, it's a shot he normally makes.
You're exactly right, Greg. That's certainly in his range. Forget about the miss and get ready for the next one.
Now here's Barea to the middle. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
I think this is why you got to be careful around Nowitzki. He's superb at drawing the contact while in his shooting motion.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. You know what, Greg? There may not be a more likable superstar in the NBA than Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, everyone loves Nowitzki.
And a large part of that is just Dirk plays the game with a smile on his face, it seems, at all times. His play style is one that is hard to root against, having so much skill in the body of a 7-footer. And it's one thing to be respected by everybody. It's another to be loved by everyone in that regard. And he's one of a kind.
Boy, you got to love Nowitzki. As unique a player as you'll ever see, a towering 7-footer who is as good as it gets at making all kinds of jump shots.
And he blocked it and deflects off the backboard.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
Smith Jr. excels at putting the defense in tough spots. He's so explosive moving towards the rim.
Shooting for Dallas, Dennis Smith. Taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Smith. Smith hits them both. So it's Toronto now. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Lowry and Jordan sends it back, but they get it back. And stolen by Jordan. To the paint, here's Barnes, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
Kevin, I like how hard Barnes goes now. I mean, takes pride in trying to overpower the defense and muscling shots up over him.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
Raptors leading by 13. Outside Leonard shoots from 12, and it goes down 2 points. Leonard's got 28 points for the game.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Clark, these days, less emphasis on divisional rivalries, more emphasis, it seems, on conference rivalries. Are you reading that the same way?
Yeah, I am, and I think part of it is because winning your division doesn't necessarily affect your playoff seeding the way it used to. And I think if we get rid of conferences, the rivalries could shift again. So I've already laid out my position on conferences. Let's stay East and West.
The first free throw is good.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
And both free throws good for Barea. And it's Lowry with the ball, brings it up for the Toronto Raptors. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
That's his third personal, the team's third.
One shot, mind the lanes.
And that one misses.
Boy, Valanciunas, a mountain of a man, a solid big guy who scores well and provides a lot of length and muscle inside.
Assistant,
Toronto leading by 13. Takes the 13-footer and misses it off the right side of the rim.
His shot's it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Lowry against Smith. Good work defensively by Lowry. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Ibaka outside. Back to Lowry. Leonard inside, covered by Barnes. Fades away. Leonard with the bucket. Leonard's got 9 points here in the second half.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Now here's Nowitzki. Here's Barnes. That shot is off. Nice D from Valanciunas. Green kicks to Lowry. It's taken away by Smith. Here's Barnes. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got his 6th assist on the night.
Like his mid-range game, Barnes incredibly lethal from the mid-range. When he's got room to shoot, he doesn't hesitate.
Now here's Lowry. Valanciunas with the ball. Over Jordan. No good from Valanciunas. Mavericks trail by 13. Now here is Smith. To the inside. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Fast break Toronto. Here's Lowry. And that one hits back iron. Dallas has gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark. Shooting the 3-ball well. Smith the pass to Nowitzki. Lays it up off the glass.
Room service dimes are fun to watch coming from Dennis Smith. An unselfish point guard and a solid passer.
Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Back to Lowry. Passes to Leonard. Poked loose. 5 to shoot. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And Serge Ibaka, a player who kind of came into the league as a defensive stopper, shot blocker. Still has great length and can bother shots, but not the prolific shot blocker he once was, as the focus has become more on the offensive end.
Two.
First free throw is good. And with Ibaka at one point would average almost 4 blocks a game.
Yeah, it is hard for any player to maintain a pace that high at this stage. Ibaka's done well to adjust, I think, his capabilities and make sure he can still have an impact on defense. The block numbers won't ever be as gaudy as they once were, but he is still causing problems for shooters.
Mavericks trail by 13. Now Barea. He kicks to Jordan.
That's really a tough call. One you don't like to see, but it was called, and now he's got to really make sure that he's on top of his game here in regards to not picking up another foul. That was his 5th right there.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And DeAndre Jordan this last offseason opting out of his contract with the LA Clippers. He felt, Greg, obviously it was time to move on.
It didn't take long for Jordan to find a new home here in Dallas. Had almost signed with them last time he was a free agent. Closed the deal this time around. Still has a lot to offer and a really good fit for this team inside.
Now here's Green. 6 to shoot. Takes a 3. The Mavericks pull it in. Jordan's got rebound number 8 now on the night. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. And so Lowry will bring it up for the Raptors. And the Raptors call time here.
And they're picking up a lot of fouls already in the penalty. Not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet and maintaining a good defensive position.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kawhi Leonard.
And, guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Hi, guys. During that last break, I heard what the Raptors coach told to his team. Even though they're ahead, he said, these guys are capable of catching fire. They can score a lot in a little. I don't want to see anybody easing up until the final whistle. Guys.
Thank you, David. The shot's good.
And his touch inside more than makes up for Lowry's lack of size. He's a terrific finisher in the paint and doesn't miss many once he gets in tight.
Now here's Barea. It's stolen by Lowry. To the inside. Here's Leonard. And he banks in the layup. Leonard's got 7 points for the quarter.
Oh, it's not easy trying to guard Leonard inside. I can tell you that, guys. I mean, he's so good at using his body to get shots up over the defense.
Nowitzki kicks to Barea. Back to Nowitzki. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Barea's got his 8th assist here tonight.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Now here's Lowry, and it's blocked by Jordan. Barnes left side. Back to Barea. Shot clock at 6. That one doesn't go. Good work defensively by Lowry. Nowitzki against Ibaka. Back to Lowry. Leonard looking over the floor. Leonard draws the double. No good from Valanciunas.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
And the foul called on Danny Green. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
2 shots.
that's good from Barnes.
And, Harrison Barnes is an effective two-way player, becoming better every day on offense and can defend multiple positions as well.
Dennis Smith, he's checked in for J.J. Barea. Barnes hits them both. And the Raptors with the ball, leading by 12. Outside Lowry. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
That's his first personal foul. 5th team foul. At the line for your Raptors, Kyle Lowry. At the line for 2.
Two shot.
Free throw good, Lowry. And so Lowry nails both of them. Clark, when you were playing to complement your inside game, you had that wonderful mid-range jumper, but more and more, players are going away from it.
I think it's all driven by analytics, Kevin. I mean, everything is about the three-point shot, efficiency of your possessions, go for 3 when you can or get it to the rim. And that makes sense from a mathematical standpoint. From a game standpoint, though, if a quality shot is a mid-range shot for a good shooter, I think you should take them all the time. I mean, that would just be my posture. So I differ with the analytics. I understand what they say. But if I was coaching, guys get a good mid-range jumper from a quality shooter, we're shooting it every time.
Teams in the penalty. Shooting for Toronto, Daniel Green. At the line for 2.
Two.
First free throw is good. And some changes here for the Raptors. Monroe's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Wright in for Leonard. Then for the Mavericks, Dwight Powell comes in for Jordan. And it's Matthews in for Barnes. Both shots good from the stripe. Here's Smith. Kicks it to Doncic. And stolen by Wright. Fast break. Here come the Raptors. Green leading the charge.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Well, they've got to be pleased with the effort they've seen so far tonight. Everybody pitching in for what looks to be a solid W.
Here is Matthews after the Raptors pick up 2. Smith dishes to Matthews. Now, here's Doncic, guarded by Green. It's good from long range.
And guys, the intelligence is evident. When the pick comes, Doncic often makes the right read.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Serge, big win tonight. Now, people may think you have some easy games on the schedule, but you did not play easy tonight.
Because we know where we want to go, That's why we was focused tonight. We try to finish strong.
And it was a strong performance, Serge. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. So long, everyone.